What's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music. Going to break down how to play SRV's Lenny. More importantly, the structure, like the chords and the form, because he used it as a vessel for improvising. So I'm going to, break down a lot of the different parts, but, for you to kind of do your own improvising as well over it. So I'll give you the proper chord voicings and the scales and the theory of it, and a bunch of the licks as well. Also, you want to get my Ultimate Guitar Guide, which is totally free, and you can get it in the link below. It's all the chords, scales, triads, arpeggios, the little scale runs, everything's in there, and it's totally free. So you want to check that out. Get it in the link below. In the meantime, let's break this one down. All right, so first thing, our guitar is tuned down a half step. Second, Stevie Ray Vaughan used some very light tremolo on most of the song. This is locked. This bridge is locked. So you just have to use your imagination. But this is more about the structure. It's a real open-ended song for improvisation. So once you're in E-flat tuning, I'll just refer to it as if we're in standard. You're going to, it's lots of major pentatonic, E major pentatonic. He'll go to E blues, though, sometimes, E minor pentatonic, and contrast a little bit of that, like sweet and sour kind of contrast. First thing, the main chord is an E major 6. And you want to just think of this, which is like an E major 7 chord. So you have the open E, and then you're barring across the 7th fret from the A string over. And then that ring finger or third finger is on the 9th fret D. And then that middle finger hits the major 7, which is the 8th fret G. And then you're going to hit the 9th fret with your B string, with your pinky. Very pretty chord. It's an Under the Bridge. Has Eyes of the World by The Dead. But take your pinky and cover the 9th fret high E as well, which is the 6th. And so that's that kind of magic chord of the song. And in the intro, he starts with that chord. Then he plays an A major 9, which is another favorite of John Mayer's, actually. And so what we're doing on that chord is middle finger on the 12th fret A, which is the root. Then I'm on the 11th fret D with my index finger. And then think of your third finger over on the 12th fret B. And then grab your pinky onto the 13th fret G. So the first two chords. Then the open E, and then the harmonics on that 12th fret B and high E, which is not pressing down. Put your finger right above the metal fret. And so that's the little intro. Now, next, so that's that kind of Hendrix thing, but what you really want to see is that he's using, and he improvises in this spot and varies in this spot. It's the E major pentatonic extension. But let me just show you what that is. You have the root right there on the 7th fret A string, and then you have this little box, sliding box run. So it'd be 7 to 9 on the E, 7 to 9 on the A. Then slide that up to 11. And now you're in the home row of the E major pentatonic, which looks exactly the same as the C sharp minor pentatonic, but the difference is our E is the root. So he slides from 7 to 9, And then immediately from 9 to 11 on the A. So, and then you're in that home row and you're going to hammer on pull off, or, you know, like a trill where your index is planted on the 9th fret G, hammer on pull off the 11th fret G. And I'm hitting that 11th fret D right into the open E into now the chords. So now that little bum bum, it's the 7th fret high E to the 9th fret B, but you're hammering from 7 to 9 on that B string. And, you know, my hand palm is resting against the string, so there's quite a bit of that muting sound in there. So you can hear that because my right hand's muting into the strings, but not the high E or B. So, and those little runs are very similar, but they're all a little different. And when he played it live, it was different again. You know, he's using that as a springboard for improvisation, but it's in that beautiful E major pentatonic run. So the first one starts with that run. Open E, the chord, then the high E to B. Then you're going to go like this. And so that's the 7th fret B to 9th fret G. So 7B, 9 on the G. And then I'm using my middle finger to grab that 5th fret E. And then I'm playing a 6th chord. So this is called A6. And the root is that 5th fret E string. And then index fingers on the 4th fret D. Third finger is on the 5th fret B. And then pinky is grabbing 6th fret G. Now, it's similar to this A major 9, but that voicing, the root's on the A string. If I moved it and thought of the root as the E note, but the shape didn't change, that's an E6. A major 9. That's a really useful voicing because you can get, you know, 2 really cool sounding chords out of it just by changing the root. So once again, we have E major 6, the little lick, and you can hear he hits the bass note, then the chord. So that'll give you a second to grab that bass note and then go in and get the rest of that voicing. Okay, kind of listen here. So that second run, just if you really wanted to know exactly, starts it the same way. And then that quick hammer-on from 11 to 9 on the G, and then 2 quick hammer-ons up to the 11 on the D. So. The next one, hammer on pull off on the G, same spot, quick 11 on the D, and then over to the A string, 9 to 11, and then one time on that 9 of the D. So another little variation, open E, and you can even stay in that shape, but just hit the 12th fret, with this shape. So you're keeping the shape so you can move real quick, but you're grabbing that 12th fret, B and high E. And I'm not playing the whole chord. I'm just have these resting, but not pressed down, and I'm just pressing down on the 12 of the B and high E. So what's cool is you keep this shape, the 6, A6. And by the way, the A string is muted with this voicing. My middle finger again. He's happy today. I'm just letting it, I'm not going, I'm just lazily actually muting that A string. So you're down here on the A6, up a half step, up another half step, so now this is B6. And it stays the same shape. You can look at that root, which is a B. I move that shape up to where the root is on the 10th fret E, so now it's D6. And then down to the 3rd fret, so it's G6. And then B flat, which is going to be the 6th fret. Then a half step down to A6, starts over. From there, it's improvising because he'll go into sometimes he'll go E minor there. But the one little cool thing, and you can hear John Mayer use this little like one string major pentatonic thing on Waiting for the World to Change. And that's not exactly what SRV's, he uses that run, he's improvising with it. But if you wanted to play the E major pentatonic on one string to get that John Mayer SRV thing, so that, you have the open E is the high, the open high E is the root, but then you have 2, 4, 7. Seven, 9 to 12 to 14 to 16. But I'd say the most important thing is just knowing the form. Like my friend Eric Krasno does a pretty epic version of this, and Robert Randolph does an epic version of this, and they're not going to play it. You know, the whole point is to interpret it, just like SRV did with Little Wing or other Hendrix song, Voodoo Child. You don't want to play SRV's version note for note, but you want to be able to understand the form. And the form is that E major 6, the lick, to A major 6, and then a little E major run. And how much E major and E blues you can do. And then basically what we'd call the B section. Half step, B6, D6, G6, then B flat, A, back to the main part. I hope you guys dug that. Thank you again for your continued support. Really appreciate you guys. Also, don't forget to get that free Ultimate Guitar Guide, which is in the link down below in the description. All the chords, scales, diagrams, triads, arpeggios, everything you need for the foundation of playing guitar. It will help when you watch different lessons, my own included. Also, check out my website, martymusic.com. And have a good one. Hope to see you again. Take care.